We're at Wildwood, Georgia. That's the church and the sign that you turn beside. Then you come down this little road and there's a Y. And then there is the commissary. There's a health food store just a little ways down, first right. And you see it. This is the Wildwood Country Store and Bookstore. And this is where I bought all my goodies today.
Hello YouTube. Yesterday I made a run to the Wildwood Country Store because I was out of packaging bags. And I picked up some other things that I wanted to show you. They don't ship out of the country store, but there are people that's within driving distance that might watch this video. And for those of you who might find another source, you might be interested in the items that I bought. So the Wildwood Country Store is a vegan store that is right behind a church. I think it's the Wildwood Seventh-day Adventist Church in Wildwood, Georgia. And they have all volunteers that work there mostly, and they keep their prices really low. They buy in bulk, and then they pre-package everything. They buy like in great big barrels or boxes or 5-gallon buckets, and then they break it down into small enough packages for someone to purchase it and take it home and use it, so that people can afford to eat vegan in their area. And then of course they have other items too, but they have a lot of items that they purchase in bulk. One of the things I bought, finally, is I bought some vitamin E, and you know, I hadn't even paid attention. This is a now product. I could have gotten that cheaper online, I don't know. I've picked it up twice from them. It's vitamin E that is a vegan product. It says vegetarian and vegan product. It's $17.99 on sale, normally $24.99. And it is 4 fluid ounces, and I use usually around a half a teaspoon per batch of soap. And I put that in with my super fats. I have a video on how to super fat soap, and so you might look at that. I bought several spices. I bought some garlic powder, but that was for my own use. But the rest of these I bought for soap making. I bought turmeric ground for $1.49 for this bag. And they had bought it in a larger quantity and then broke it up into these little bags. Beet powder, which is always hard and difficult to deal with, but I really like the color it produces, is $1.29. I bought paprika Spanish for $1.65. And celery seed. Now this is one I've never tried before, but I really loved it's sort of like a brown or green, and so I really thought that might be fun to try. Some spices will not color soap. It just looks like specks floating around in the soap and will not color the soap, so I'll have to experiment and see how this works. So that was my celery seed ground. I bought marjoram. I love marjoram. It makes a beautiful green. And I bought cumin ground. One person made fun of me because of the way I say that, so I'm going to spell it. And it was all in jest. cumin ground. I paid $1.49 for that. And slippery elm powder. $2.79. Slippery elm has a lot of healing properties. I read a little bit about it, and oh, excuse me, having this in your soap possibly could add some benefits, but I only put, you know, like a tablespoon, so I don't put that much, so I don't really know if it does in such a small quantity. Alright, so I'm going to push this. We're going to come back to the spices though, and we're going to talk about what color each one produces in soap. Okay? I bought olive oil. I love their olive oil because it is green. when you are buying olive oil, oftentimes the container will be colored green, but the oil will be yellow. And extra virgin olive oil that is first cold pressing, that is green, you're giving your customers the absolute best in super fatting. Now when you're making soap, you need to use pumice. But when you are looking at super fatting with soap, I like to use the extra virgin, and I like to use the green one. I had a foreign exchange student, and she was from Italy, and her father came over, and he said that the best olive oil came from Greece. And he said it's got to be green. You get this one. It has to be green. It's no good yellow, no good. So I've stuck by him on that. All right. And then another thing I bought was bags. I package my soap in bags, and so I ran out. I bought 1,000. I'm sure you could buy several boxes, and I know I had one person inquire about where I got them and all that good stuff, and so I wanted to show you the bags. They come like this, and it's just perfect. I'll show you. For a bar of soap to fit down inside. And then I put my business card here in the front, and then I normally put a piece of raffia on there, but I saw these and I thought, well, the raffia, I have to cut it, I have to deal with it, and I thought that these might be okay. You tell me what you think. I know the raffia is going to be cuter. And let's see, let's pull out one of my business cards. The business card goes in like this, and that's very splashy and attractive. It seems to sell my soap a little bit just in itself, and so I thought maybe that a twist tie might be okay. The raffia is cuter, but this is going to be awful darn easy. I won't have to trim it or fight with it to tie it, no fraying. And then when I'm going to put them on consignment in a more antique-y type shop, this being there will make it easier to tie the raffia on. So I can, because it's hard to get that raffia around the plastic. So I bought these, and I got 2,000 of them. I got 2,000 brown, and they had different colors, because you can see these are green, and these are green and white striped, and I think the brown is sort of innocuous. It doesn't really stand out, and I think the brown is the only way to go with that tie. And so that's what I did about that. And I got those, I'm not sure if I said, for $3.89 for 2,000 of them to go with my 1,000 bags. And I got to get this card back over here. And this is one of the bars of soap that is going out for the contest. So please enroll in the contest, and you can possibly win a bar of soap if you are the winner. All of these soaps will be given away and shipped out for free. And I just thought they would be a perfect example, because they're all right here in one place, of some of the things that you can do with spices, because all these soaps were colored with spices. So now the celery seed I haven't tried yet, but let's do this one while we're here. That is this one here. This is the Pomarosa and Clary Sage and Peppermint. And you can see it has a greenish brown type color. And I used beet powder and rosemary. And I've got the rosemary over here. They were out of rosemary when I was there, or I didn't see it one. And I pretty much just sit down on the floor and then stand up and go aisle by aisle. Can you zoom in on that? And when you use this by itself, it's sort of...
It's a little blurry. Right there, maybe. Right there.
I meant for you to just bring the camera close to it. At normal.
Yeah, there's a pretty color.
Alright. And now let me get a soap. Well, first we'll finish this. So the beet powder... And the beet powder is very, very red, but it does shades of gray.
Let me bring it in a little bit.
Yeah, let me hold down a clump. And it clumps. Sometimes I have to get my stick blender in there and beat it up because it really, really, really gets hard. And, of course, here it is in the bag. And you can see it's hard. I'm going to have to beat it up to get it in here. And so this soap was made with a combination of rosemary and beet powder. And that was, I believe, a tablespoon each. Yeah, a tablespoon each with that one. And let me get a bar of soap that's just got the rosemary in it. You can turn the video off just for a second. Okay, this is a soap just done with rosemary. Rosemary does not give a real super dark color. It gives a real pale green. And like I said, some spices just leave flakes and don't color soap. It will leave some flakes.
It's sort of a taupe.
Yeah, I do it just just the rosemary and my clary sage rosemary and peppermint soap. Because you can only get so many green soaps. You got to have different colors. And then, so let me put the lid back on that. So if it wasn't for the fact that I was using rosemary, I probably wouldn't use this one though, because of the fact that it is such a really pale. But people like the idea that it has only essential oils in it, and that the colorant that is in it is rosemary, ground rosemary leaves, and people really like the all-natural thing about that one. Okay, now we'll do the next one, which is the I want to show you also what cinnamon does. I forgot about that. Cinnamon, we've all seen cinnamon, and it is a very burnt umber color. But when added to soap, it makes a gray, a real pretty gray. And then the clove leaf essential oil has a light gray color too. But I use heavy cinnamon in this one because it's also an exfoliant when you rub the bar directly on your skin, and so that is the color that cinnamon will do. Okay, and so now I gotta find the citronella and tea tree, no, not citronella, the lemongrass and tea tree, just to confirm. Okay, I had been doing both the citronella and the lemongrass in shades of yellow, and this is the turmeric in a smaller than 1 tablespoon, like a teaspoon, and you can see it's a really pretty light yellow. But it was becoming confusing because the lemongrass and the citronella have a very similar scent, and I put tea tree in both of them. So I decided to change my lemongrass and tea tree with some paprika. I did not realize it was going to go this orange, but it is definitely now easy to tell the difference between the citronella and the tea tree. And so this is the this one here, and I used paprika. Yep. No, yeah, paprika and turmeric. So to achieve this color, I used, this was in a double batch, which is about 5 pounds, basically, 5-pound loaf mold. I used 2 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon turmeric and 1 tablespoon paprika, so that would have actually been 4 tablespoons because that was for a single batch. So there would have been 2 paprika and 2 of the turmeric, and it turned out so dark. Although I've really noticed people respond well to dark on, when you're selling, but I may go with just 1 teaspoon of each, or 3 tablespoons of this and 1 tablespoon of that to get just a slightly different color, but maybe stay more in the yellows, because that color really looks like it would suit more of a tangerine. So, but that's how I got that color, is I used the paprika and the turmeric.
Excuse me.
So we get that one. And now for the citronella, I feel quite sure, but I didn't want to tell you a falsehood. I want to make absolutely sure, so I'm going through my recipes. I know the phone is ringing, but Bridget will just have to get it over at her house. And there it is. And I used 4 tablespoons. No. I used 2 tablespoons of turmeric to get this color. And you can see that that came out really close to its yellow, just a little off. So, but that was 2 tablespoons in that batch of turmeric for this one. And then we have the sandalwood. Let's see what I used in that. That should be at the back, possibly. Let's do this one while we're at it. This is the eucalyptus, lavender, and peppermint. And I used solely marjoram. I used 2 tablespoons. And you can see the marjoram comes out even more its exact color in soap. It is one of the most soap friendly colors, marjoram is. I just love marjoram. And of course you can use half that amount and get a real light green. Alright, and let's see if we can find the sandalwood. There we go. And this one here is the sandalwood. And I used, read your recipe. I used the slippery elm and paprika, and instead of using tablespoons, I used 2 teaspoons of the slippery elm and 2 teaspoons of the paprika, and it came out with a really nice wood brown, I thought. I was really pleased with that. And slippery elm by itself is just a whole different, it darkens a bit darker than what the powder is. The powder is really light, but it comes out darker. Alright, and now let's do the cedarwood tea tree.
Are those your recipes?
Yeah, these are my recipes. There it is. I used used only slippery elm, and that is this one here. I used 2 tablespoons of the slippery elm, and so you can see that it came out darker than the powder, and it colors really nice. And I have seen this used in cold processed soap, and it comes out even darker. Of course, it could be that they were using more, because I just used 2 tablespoons. No, let me make sure. 2 tablespoons. I used 2 tablespoons, but I think that if you used more, it would be darker. But you know, the more you add, the more scratchy. You know, if you added a whole bunch, it becomes scratchy, and we don't want our soap to be scratchy. So I don't go for the really dark colors. So when I know that I've got to just, you know, pile it on. And this one here, I don't think I have a soap that I have just done this one in, so I'm going to just say that it makes a coppery brown. I don't think I currently have a bar of soap that just it is in, so the cumin ground makes just a really nice coppery brown that is just really, really pretty. Now let's see if we didn't. Now I also use cayenne pepper. I use it with my pennyroyal. Just keep the camera there on the spices. I know where that is and I can collect it easily. This is cayenne pepper, and I have that one here. There we go. This is just a teaspoon per batch, and cayenne pepper, I use it with my peppermints because it gives more tingle, but this is a really light amount added to this soap bar, so you could put it more and get a stronger color, but I got really sort of a baby pink taupey color with this, and that's cayenne pepper. But as I said, I used just a little bit, and you could use a whole lot more. So that is cayenne pepper. So let's see if we've went over every one that I use. Slippery elm, cayenne pepper, rosemary, ground cumin, paprika, turmeric.
That might be pronounced cumin.
Cumin? See, that's probably why they were making fun of me, because I didn't know how to pronounce it.
It'd be C-U-M-I-N, cumin.
Cumin! Alright, ground cumin. Okay, marjoram. And this one is the cinnamon. I don't have that labeled. And the red beet powder. So that is all of the colorants that I currently use at the moment. And then I just wanted to say that they make the most wonderful little treats too. This is ground date and coconut with almonds, and there may be other things in there, but it's, you know, it's pretty much just sweetened with the dates, and they're so yumptious. And, you know, they're real food.
They taste good, too.
Yeah, they're just really, really good. And my husband, he really, really doesn't like health food. And that's health food. So, and then this is, oh, and that was $2.92, and they make that there themselves. And then this is the California mix. It was $2.59. And you can see that it has big whole pieces.
It has fruits and nuts in it.
That's right. It has Randy, quit making fun. He is no good at being holding the camera sometimes. So, and I have found that when you eat real things like real nuts and seeds, Randy, and things, it makes your stomach full. I have been losing some weight because I have been trying to eat whole grain items.
She has lost weight too.
That will fill my belly up and not, because when I eat I call it the not real stuff, I just keep being hungry. And then if I get really, really craving something sweet, I try to eat something like this because it doesn't have, I don't believe it has any sugar in it. It's just the dates that makes it sweet. And they have date sugar and brown sugars, I mean everything. They have all kinds of nice sugars there. So if you live in the area I buy my oats from them. It'll be in a bigger bag like these. They sell flours of all kinds, soy flours and
they
rice
sell
flours.
in large quantities too.
Yeah, and then they have big 5-gallon buckets of wheat and rice and beans. They have all kinds of beans where they've bought them in bulk, and then they've reduced them to sizes that you might want to carry home. Plus, you can purchase in bulk as well. I love the Wildwood Country Store, and if you're ever in the area,
excuse me.
If you're ever in the area, check out the Wildwood Country Store in Wildwood, Georgia. We travel from Fort Payne towards Chattanooga on Interstate 59, and we're traveling north.
Then we join in with Interstate 24.
And when we join in with Interstate 24, isn't it the first exit?
Wildwood, Georgia.
Okay, it's the first exit, and if you keep traveling on 24, in just 20 minutes from Wildwood, Georgia, you'll hit Chattanooga or less?
Less than that, 15.
15 minutes, you're going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So it's really close to Chattanooga. It's worth the drive. They are closed on Saturday because that is their Sabbath, and I believe they close early on Friday. So that their employees can get home and prepare for the Sabbath, because their Sabbath starts at dark on Friday. But they have a phone number. You can call them. I don't see it here, but I have a card, and I will put it in the description. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope it's been useful to you. Please share it on Facebook. If you hit the like button now, you can share on Facebook. Please, please, please. And please give me your comments, and please hit the like button, and please subscribe.
And tell them how good the cameraman was.
Oh, the one that kept coughing and wiggling the camera?
That's part of life.
Alright. Oh, and still no chiggers. If you have watched my video, no, don't show my legs. Okay, I've shown my legs enough today. Okay, if you watched my blueberry cobbler,
oh, it tasted so great.
Yes, we did that just earlier today. I picked blueberries, and then I went over to my mother's, and we made blueberry cobbler for y'all, and she showed you how to do it. But I washed with the citronella tea tree soap, and then I went out and picked blueberries, and I didn't get no chiggers, no mosquitoes, no creepy crawlies, no deer ticks, nothing. And my daughter was holding the camera for me for just a little while, and she was using one of my lavenders, and she got some chigger bites. So, or bug bites of some kind. I've got to go investigate. So I've been busy doing video all day, and so I didn't get anything, and I didn't use anything but just the citronella tea tree soap from head to toe. I didn't use any conditioners, no body butters, nothing with scent except for some deodorant, and I brushed my teeth. And I put my hair up like this, and I hit the woods, or really the grass. And so anyway, and I didn't get any bug bites. And you can say that was because that the bugs didn't like me today, but I think the reason the bugs didn't like me today is because I had citronella and tea tree on my side. But to each his own. And so anyway, so thank you for watching the video. Bye, YouTube. Alright, this is the soap all stacked up. If you would like to purchase some, I have a Ipsy website, and I have a personal website, and I'll have a link in the description, and you can purchase some soap from me. I do international and Canada and Mexico and the United States.